Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. I wanted to take a minute to talk about the album Come Alive and how it came alive. I had absolutely given up on music. I had given up on any idea of anything happening in music. I felt like I was supposed to do something. I was supposed to be involved in music and be around music. It felt like home to me, but I just felt like I had reached the end of my road, my path in music. And so I gave up. I just went away. And for 3 years I was away. For 3 years I didn't pick up a guitar. I didn't talk to anybody really. I had, a few members of my family and a couple of close friends that I kind of kept up with, but I went to work and doing something completely away from music. And so I didn't even think about it. And it actually felt kind of good. I felt like a weight had been lifted off of me because I wasn't constantly after this passion and desire to make something more out of music and do better and better. I was just content for the first time in my life, and I slowed down long enough to find out a lot about myself and slowed down long enough to reunite with God and to let Him show me some things about myself. And He took me by my hand and helped me. And there was no one else there. So in that process, I woke up one morning at about 3 a.m. and I buried my face in a Bible. In this room, it did not look like this. It was pretty barren. And I prayed a prayer. And the prayer is the song Teach Me that's on the album, number 3. And those are the words. Those were the words of my prayer. And I know a lot of people say, well, yeah, this is the exact words I wrote down, in that moment. And after meeting and talking to a lot of writers, that is the way it happens. So many times, just the words just come and you write them down. And this was a prayer. I just was crying out to God to help me hear Him over all this noise that was going on in my head and help me see His face. Several days later, maybe even a couple of weeks later, several weeks later, I called a friend of mine who was also in the music business and just a great friend of mine, Frank, and a bass player, but all around good, great musician. I sang a little piece of the song for him. First time I had touched a guitar, first time I had really sang anything. And he said, we need to do a demo of this song. He said, I like it. I like the feel of it. Let's do a demo. Let me help you with some chords and da-da-da-da-da. Long story short, he did the demo and sent it to Tom Hemby in Nashville that I'd met years before. Sometime later, he said, I like the song. It's a good song, but I would have produced it different. That did something inside of me because I've always respected Tom. The first time I met him, although I didn't know anything about him, I had no idea the talent that God had blessed that man with. So, long story short, a wonderful dear friend of mine came forward and said, let's go get this thing done right. You want to do it right? So let's go do it right. I said, if I had one dart in my hand and I wanted to hit the bullseye, I would throw it at Tom Hemby. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that, but it's the truth. I knew that there was something about him when I met him. We recorded that song, and after that, I took 2 songs with me. And after that, he said, listen, I've been thinking about it. We've been talking and what's on your heart and this message that you have in you, your story. I've got these songs my daughter, Natalie Hemby wrote. I want you to listen to them. And they did fit so well to my life story, where I had come from, what had happened all the way through. Another gentleman had written a song, Lawrence Tuning. He had written the song. He wanted me to record it. I had not listened to the demo. In fact, the demo was sent to me on my second trip to Nashville, and I was really kind of a little bit down. I was feeling a lot of pressure because I was going into the land of the giants. I mean, come on, who am I? I'm going to Nashville, Tennessee, all these giants around 30 feet tall, and I'm going to go into a studio and record some songs. And that's how I felt. And I was like, God, what am I doing? What am I setting myself up for? And I listened to this demo, and the song was titled, It's Not Too Late to Start Over Again. And guys, that's how God works. When you don't think you can, He can give you the strength that you need to do whatever you need to do. And that put the wind in my sails. So it made it a lot easier for me to go on and climb that mountain. And we did this album, and I'm so excited about it. I always thought that if I ever could do a project the way I want to do it, I would want it to be a story. I would want I would want to be able to theatrically do it. And so this album, From 1 to 9, is my journey. It's my journey back to God, to get to a relationship with God and let Him guide me every day of my life. And it takes you from where I stopped running to all the way to knowing where I'm going. And I would love for you to take this journey with me. And I appreciate you guys stopping by, listening in. And I want you to have a wonderful day or night, whichever time this catches you in. Thank you again.